General Eisenhower never saw combat in his military career, though for most of his adult life, he was in the military, including serving during the time period of World War I, where he repeatedly made requests to be able to go see combat. They continued to not let him and instead put him in charge of training tank crews. But he became the supreme Allied commander in World War II in Europe and Africa. And this is because the guy was insanely good at logistics. There are certain generals like Douglas MacArthur who saw a lot of combat and were known as fighting generals. But then there's other generals that are extremely good at logistics, and this is the case with General Eisenhower. He would butt heads a lot with characters like Douglas MacArthur, who was at one point his immediate superior while in the Philippines prior to World War II, but then as time went on, Eisenhower continued to advance because of his amazing organizational capacity. On top of that, he was very good at working with a lot of these guys who were very hard to work with. These men that had really strong personalities, right? Like General Montgomery of the British or General Patton of the Americans, that they did not like working together. They were fighting generals and they were very good at that direct action mission. However, they also were just really difficult people to work with. And so one of the many strengths that Eisenhower had was being able to get these guys to fall in line and do what they needed to do. It's often been said that the US military is actually just a logistics company that sometimes fight wars, and you can really see that in the case of Eisenhower. Because while he was in charge of planning major operations like Operation Neptune and Operation Torch, that had a lot of strategic planning going into it, but also he was in charge of making sure that the millions of gallons of fuel and the thousands upon thousands of pieces of equipment got to the front lines and got where they needed to be.